Apologies for the break in transmission, right? So that was a very wonderful analysis from Econ, as per usual. I'd like to crave your indulgence. Kindly share the link to this market color session with everyone in your various social media platforms so that a lot of people can jump on this. It is absolutely free. It is absolutely free, right? We are giving out value at absolutely no cost. So only thing that we are asking for is that the link be shared to as many people as possible so that this can get to as much people as possible. So on DXY, while we're still doing that, just head straight to the chat because we're kind of behind time, right? We can see structure is to the outside, but then I've seen all of this liquidity being cleared. We can see that this candle has traded way below, clearing all of the liquidity residing below. And on the weekly time frame, nothing has really changed from what we have been analyzing for a period of time now. Shoulder right here, sweep break, price tapped into this very other block, and we're seeing even more push through the downside. This morning, during my own session of the analysis, I said that price was targeting this very low right here. We have seen price trade below the low. It was quite obvious. It wasn't necessarily a mystery per se. I knew that price was coming there. Like, it's no rocket science. I knew that price was coming there, and price did its thing. We're still seeing even more push to the downside. So what we will be waiting for and looking out for is some sort of retracement. I want to see price retracing at least into this very fair value gap on the daily. So looking into next week, we may see a retracement into this very level 101 spot 321 on the daily time frame and down to the 4-hour time frame. Pretty much it. All I want to see is some retracement into this level, of course, right? I just want to see. It's a game of probability, but it's not that I'm saying it for sure. But price should retrace into some premium level, right? And for the 1-hour time frame, I can spot the classic box pattern, shoulder right here, sweep break. I want to see price returning to the shoulder at 102 spot 552 on the 1-hour time frame before selling off. And of course, my buyers on the XY for today was a sell, right? But I wanted to see price retracing to some premium level before taking the sell on the XY. So into next week, I am still looking out for more sell opportunities when I see price retracing into 102 spot 552 levels. And for Gbpusd, the monthly time frame, price still facing down, and on the weekly time frame, right, price fulfilled this shoulder sweep break, price returned into this left shoulder at 1.32279, and we expect some reaction of it. And of course, that was what price did. Once price traded into that very left shoulder on the weekly time frame, we saw some push to the downside, and price traded into this very fair value gap here, coinciding with this resistance turned support, and we may see even more push to the upside on the XY. For the daily time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, pretty much we're even seeing more push to the upside rather. And where do I see price coming into? I see price coming to clear out this very high right here. Price should clear out this high and buy all the way. Of course, after every expansion we expect to see some retracement. So once price expands to the upside and retraces, then we can keep taking buy positions, I beg your pardon, on Gbpusd, right? And where am I looking out for? I I may want to see price retracing all the way to this very left shoulder right here, the classic box pattern that we use for our market color sessions. Shoulder right here, sweep, break. We should see price returning into the shoulder at once for 28380. I beg your pardon, right? And on the 1 hour time frame too, pretty much same thing. Shoulder right here, sweep, break. Price should return, classic box pattern. Ideally, price should return into one spot 28380. Earlier this morning, I wasn't really seeing an entry for the buy on Gbpusd, so I was actually waiting for price to retrace, and of course I have pointed out my various points of interest as to where I want to see price retracing to before continuing the buy on Gbpusd. I don't have funds to dash to the market, so I'll be patient for my checklist to play out before taking any position in the market. And last being Euro USD, you may want to take note of all of these trade calls and markups that we have ongoing here, so that you can watch your charts, watch what the market does, and you get to take positions, right? So for Euro USD on the monthly time frame, pretty much price is still facing down, bearish move, although this liquidity right here has been cleared, and we're even seeing price tending to the upside. And on the weekly time frame, right, we have seen price taking out this very double top right here. Price expanded to the very top, and what we're expecting to see after an expansion is actually retracement. Now to the daily time frame, we're even seeing price going all the way, and of course for a period of time I had been looking out for price to react off this very left shoulder at 1.11357, but there was a box pattern figure, and we're even seeing more push to the upside. Of course, I understand why this failed. There's liquidity residing at this double top that price needed to grab, and of course we can see this momentum to the upside that price traded with. And on the 4 hour time frame, we're even seeing more push to the upside. Price is already at premium. You don't want to be buying at premium, you want to buy at discount. And where do I see price retracing into? I want to see price retracing into this very left shoulder right here, classic box pattern that we use for our analysis during market color sessions. Shoulder right here, sweep, break. Price should return into this very left shoulder at 1.09966. At least into the following weeks, into next week and into the following weeks, we should see some sort of a retracement, some deep retracement into this very left shoulder right here. Again, I am interested in buying Euro USD when I see a retracement into 1.09966. Euro USD has been buying for a while. It is time for it to breathe and relax a bit, retrace a bit, and come into our point of interest. It is actually a game of probabilities, since I don't control the market. I am just a retail trader, right? So this is my outlook for Euro USD, Gbpusd, and the XY. I didn't see any entry for this today, but into next week we should see entries printing out. Of course, it's a buy for Euro USD, Gbpusd, and a sell for the XY, but you don't want to be jumping into the market just because you've seen it move. You want to be in it before it moves, so that it moves with you. So that would be the end of my analysis. Please, if you have questions or a different bias from what has been analyzed, kindly feel free to type in the chat box. We learn every day, right? Point out what you're seeing. If you have questions, kindly ask your questions. If you're not clear on anything from Lacon's part and mine, please ask your questions. And while you're typing and putting your thoughts together, I would like to announce that registration for the FX Bootcamp training is currently ongoing, right? We have various ways in which we enter the market. Please chat us up on 081 60 99 50 30, and we will respond to you and help with registration and enrollment. if there are no questions, if there is no different bias, this will be the end of the market color session for today. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers and God bless.